We always think the future is going to arrive with some huge, massive event, right? But what if it doesn't? What if it just sneaks up on us, scattered across the news headlines on one totally ordinary day? Well, that's what we're doing today. We're going to connect the dots from February 26, 2026, and uncover the story of the day AI really changed the rules.
So, let me ask you this. How does the future actually begin? Seriously, we all have this image in our heads, right? Some dramatic, world-altering moment that changes everything in a flash. But is that how it really works?
Yeah, probably not. It's usually not one big dang. It's more like a dozen different headlines that, if you just glance at them, seem totally unrelated. And that's our mission today. We're connecting those dots from one seemingly ordinary day to show you the massive picture taking shape just beneath the surface.
All right, so our first major theme is a big one. The new AI arms race. And I'm not just talking about code being written in some secret lab. Nope. This is playing out in corporate boardrooms and at heavily fortified national borders.
And it kicks off with a classic showdown. I mean, you couldn't write this better. On one side, you've got a top AI lab, Anthropic, a company literally built on the idea of safety and ethics. And on the other side, the immense power and, well, the demands of the US military.
And this is where you can see that conflict laid out plain as day. You've got Anthropic with its core safety promises, their whole reason for being, really. And then you have a reported ultimatum from the Pentagon. U.S. Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth allegedly told them, "We need freer use of your models for military stuff," and even threatened to blacklist the company if they didn't play ball. So what happened on February 26th? Anthropic caved. They rolled back those promises. This is a huge moment, you guys. It's where a voluntary ethical principle slammed right into a non-negotiable national security demand.
So while that whole ideological drama was unfolding in the US, literally thousands of miles away, something way more tangible was happening. A whole new kind of AI-powered defense deal was being hammered out.
Yep, on that very same day, February 26th, Indian Prime Minister Narendra Modi touches down in Tel Aviv for this huge state visit with Israeli PM Benjamin Netanyahu. The whole focus? Unprecedented tech cooperation. And the centerpiece of the whole thing was this blockbuster deal to transfer some seriously advanced defense systems.
And look, we're not just talking about the Iron Dome, which you've probably heard of. We're talking about the next generation, the Iron Beam. This thing is a high-energy laser weapon. Just try to picture that. It's like a shield made of pure light, zapping threats with this incredible AI-driven pinpoint accuracy. Handing over this kind of tech, that's a revolutionary leap for border security, and it just hammers home how central AI has become to geopolitics.
Okay, so from national defense and laser shields, let's pivot. Because on the exact same day, the AI revolution was making massive moves in the global economy, all the way down to your wallet.
So a World Economic Forum report dropped on this very same day, and it introduced a term you absolutely need to know: agentic AI. This is the real game changer. This isn't AI that just summarizes an article for you or analyzes data. No, this is AI that's been given transactional authority. In other words, it acts. It can perform super complex tasks and make decisions all on its own.
And this isn't some sci-fi future stuff. The report pointed out that huge banks like Goldman Sachs and Lloyd's were already using these things. They called them digital coworkers, semi-autonomous AI agents doing real work like investigating fraud or settling complex trades. On this day, AI was officially handed the keys to the financial kingdom.
Now, to put all this into perspective, as if on cue, the UN released its 2026 global growth forecasts. And these numbers, they basically draw a map of the new economic battlefield. They paint this incredible picture of 3 global powers, and each one is using AI in a completely different way.
First up, you've got the engine, India. That 6.9% growth, that's not just a number on a chart. That's the fuel, the actual money, powering massive tech and defense deals, like that Iron Beam system we just talked about.
Then you have the incumbent, the USA, chugging along at 2.0%. A mature economy, sure, but what's really important here is that it's the ideological arena. It's where these fundamental battles over who controls AI and what its ethics should be, like that whole Anthropic versus the Pentagon thing, are being fought.
And finally, you've got the challenger, China, with a really powerful 4.6% growth. And that growth is being driven by this massive strategic pivot to building out its own national AI infrastructure. So when you see these 3 numbers together, the message is crystal clear. The global economic race is the AI race now.
But okay,
Amidst all this talk of code and geopolitics and algorithms, what about us? What about people? Well, on that very same day, the timeless, messy, unprogrammable human drama was playing out too. And it's such a powerful reminder of what makes us, well, us.
For example, let's look at the T20 Cricket World Cup. New Zealand was getting absolutely crushed by Sri Lanka, down to 84 for 6. I mean, it looked like it was lights out. But then, human grit, pure and simple. They staged this unbelievable comeback, and then their bowler, Rachin Ravindra, just sealed this miraculous victory. They knocked the co-hosts right out of their own tournament. You can't write a script for that. That is pure, unpredictable human drama.
And if you want a dose of drama that no algorithm could ever see coming, just look at the Ranji Trophy final in India. Tensions boiled over so much that the media dubbed it the headbutt controversy.
Right, so you have Captain Paris Dogra and an opposing player, KV Anish, getting into this heated, physical altercation on the field. But here's the amazing human part again. Despite that raw conflict, Dogra, who's 41 years old by the way, channeled all that fire into this gritty, determined performance, scoring 70 runs. You just can't code that kind of resilience.
Okay, so when we step back and bring it all together, the threads connecting these headlines from February 26th, headlines that seemed so random, suddenly become crystal clear.
Think about it. On a single Tuesday, AI-powered laser defense technology was traded between nations. Corporate AI safety rules were rolled back in the name of national security. Autonomous AI agents were given the authority to make financial transactions. And oh yeah, the first agentic AI phone also hit the market, putting that same power right into our pockets.
This was the day it all came together. The quiet, slow-burn integration of AI into our world suddenly became this loud, undeniable declaration. It wasn't some abstract concept for the future anymore. It was a present-day reality actively shaping our borders, our banks, and our big-picture policies.
So all these headlines, they show our technology getting smarter at this exponential rate. And that really just leaves us with one final critical question. As our technology gets smarter, are we getting any wiser?